In this video, we're going to be bringing you 5 of the top Elixir fragrances for men, and we're going to get right into the list. Number 1 is going to be a fragrance from the brand of Gaultier, one of the more recent selections and one of the more recent releases from the line, but definitely one of the top compliment pulling fragrances really of the past couple years. Definitely one of the best in my collection, and I love JPG, but this is none other than Gaultier's Le Male Elixir. Okay, this is OG Elixir. Okay, now the OG Elixir takes the Le Male DNA that we all know and love, and it really kind of makes it a little bit more warm, a little bit more smooth, and more seductive. You're gonna get a note of honey, then you're gonna get that lavender oriental spices with that amber, and you're also gonna get a little bit of tobacco in this fragrance. So this one is for those of us who need a nice fall, winter, nice cold weather fragrance for your date nights. Definitely, you can wear this to the club too. It has enough of a projection and enough of a loudness that this one will definitely really do numbers. It really has a nice sillage opening, nice dry down, good lasting power. So all the things that you know and love in a great fragrance, definitely this one gets the job accomplished. Definitely a great selection. Second fragrance we have on the list is from the brand Karolina Herrera. Now Karolina Herrera, especially as of recent years, has definitely dropped some bangers. They dropped a lot of new releases and in a really short time span, but nonetheless, they came out with a Cobalt line, and then they dropped this one here. This is called Karolina Herrera Cobalt Elixir. Okay, now the Cobalt line especially really is the more fresher version of the Karolina Herrera line. There's the original Bad Boy, which is more on that's either the sweet side or you have a little bit more of a spice side. The Cobalt line, the original, was a little bit fresher. They took this one, kept some of the fresh qualities in it, but then they made this one richer, darker, more seductive, and definitely a much more higher concentration of fragrance concentration. Nonetheless, you're still gonna get some of the main notes in there. You get that lavender, you're gonna get plum, you're gonna get black pepper in here. So this one has a level of edge to it nonetheless, but then as it dries down, it really is sophisticated, really is a nice classy fragrance. It's one where if you don't want your fragrance overly sweet, you want some fresh touches to it, this is definitely one to get your hands on. Nice night out fragrance as well, especially if you want to switch it up and you want something that's a little bit different, not so mass pleasing. All right, now the next fragrance that we have on the list is going to be from the brand of Paco Rabanne. Now Paco Rabanne, right, depending on the line, is really one of the more known and one of the most mass pleasing fragrance brands out there. They have the original Paco Rabanne 1 million line, which is what we all know and love, but then they've recently come out with this Invictus line, right? There's the original Paco Rabanne Invictus, and the original flankers from the line are a little bit more on the fresh side of the spectrum. Then they came out with their Invictus Victory line. Well, they dropped this newest release, and this one here is going to be called Paco Rabanne Invictus Victory Elixir. Now this Invictus Victory Elixir is going to really be a beast mode as far as performance is concerned. Really an improvement over the original Invictus in my opinion. You're going to get incense, you're going to get tonka bean, you're going to get vanilla. So those, that really nice known fragrance night out DNA that is really seductive, really sophisticated, it's really classy, it's really romantic, but at the end of the day, it still adds a level of richness and darkness to us as well that gives it a level of mystique that is really adorable and really kind of divine. And the only thing I'm mad about is I didn't get the bigger bottle of this. This fragrance is really sweet, spicy, it's really bold too. It has a really loud and bold projection. So for those of us who are wanting to make a statement, this is definitely one to get your hands on. Now sticking with the Paco Rabanne line of fragrances, right? We have another set of flankers, another derivative of the Paco Rabanne line, but this one is going to be the Phantom line. Now the whole Phantom line really truly, you can tell there's a recognizable DNA with that line of fragrances. Definitely wanted to have its own, I think, unique spin, was what Paco Rabanne was trying to do. But nonetheless, out of the Phantom line, they dropped this one here, and this one here is called Paco Rabanne Phantom Elixir. All right, this Elixir fragrance from Paco Rabanne is going to be darker, more rich than the original Phantom. So again, the Elixir fragrances are really all about having a more highly concentrated fragrance, but it still has a level of darkness, a level of richness to it, a level of elevated, classy, luxury nature. But you may not want to spend the money on a niche fragrance. You definitely don't want to spend niche fragrance prices, but I think that's kind of the trend that a lot of these designer fragrances are kind of going towards. Rather than, you know, kind of overpricing the fragrances, they really want to make sure that they are putting that extra level of investment in these newest releases that they're coming out with, because I think they may be listening to the fragrance community as far as, hey, a lot of you guys' fragrances are starting to become redundant. Yes, we do like the original mass-pleasing DNAs, but we want something a little different. And so Paco Rabanne Fantôme Elixir kind of does the same thing, right? They have the original Fantôme, but this fragrance has a nice vanilla, then it has that creaminess also, and you're gonna get that lavender patchouli in here that really kind of improves the scent DNA. This is another great night out fragrance, but I think that this one would fall more so into that versatile aspect, because I do think you can wear it to the office, especially if you don't want your office fragrance to be so watery fresh, so aqua di gio fresh, so aquatic fresh. You want maybe something with a little bit more character to it, something that has a little bit more head turning appeal. This is definitely a fragrance I would see that could work in multiple settings, multiple occasions. The final fragrance for today's video is going to be another Jean Paul Gaultier. So we're going to revisit GPG, and then we're going to talk about their newest release, but this newest release is still one that has been doing numbers, been great, been a banger. And so this one is going to be recognizable, but this is Jean Paul Gaultier. This one is Le Mans Elixir, but this one is the Absolute. Now, we take this Jean Paul Gaultier GPG and we take this Absolute fragrance, right? And it's a more resinous, a little bit different mystique. It's a little bit different fragrance profile, which is why I wanted to have this one as a different option, right? While the original is a little bit more creamy, a little bit more, you know, sweeter, this one is a little bit more resinous. It's a little bit more woodsy, a little bit more fresh. So if you think that maybe the OG Le Mans Elixir is a little bit sweet for your liking, you might like something like this, where this one's a little bit more fresh, a little bit more woodsy, a little bit more spices to it. Fresh spicy. This is more warm spicy. This one is more fresh spicy. But nonetheless, another great fragrance and another great release from the Jean Paul Gaultier line of fragrances. Definitely, I love GPG. Anybody who knows and finds me knows my affinity for the brand. This is definitely, all 5 of these fragrances really, I put my stamp of approval on. I love all 5 of them, and they really can touch on all parts of the spectrum. They can touch on all aspects, but nonetheless, so if we recap it all, if you want the sweeter, more creamy, luxurious Elixir, you're gonna go with this one here, JPG Elixir, the original. You want to edgier, more sophisticated on Karolina Herrera Cobalt, you're gonna go with this one here, Cobalt Elixir. You want a darker, richer version of Invictus, go with this one here, Invictus Victory Elixir. You want a darker, richer take on the Fantôme line, you're gonna go with this one here, Fantôme Elixir by Paco Rabanne. Lastly, you want a fresher, more resinous version of the original JPG Elixir, you want to go with this one here, Elixir Absolute. There you go, guys. Those are 5 of the top Elixir fragrances in my collection. Again, get your hands on these 5, guys. Again, Elixir fragrances are starting to become the new trending in the fragrance community. They're becoming really popular, and a bunch of brands are still yet to drop their own Elixirs, and we have more to get our hands on. But let me know which of the fragrances that I mentioned in today's video you have in your collection. What other Elixir fragrances are out that I haven't mentioned that you guys are loving and trying? Let me know down in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to the video. I appreciate all you guys who listen and tap, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notified anytime I drop any fragrance videos. Also join the community, join my members list, and be able to have exclusive perks. But as always, guys, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good day. Much love.